Hey everybody, it's Jeff. This is going to be part 12 of the MiniArt US Armored Tractor 1/35 scale. I've been working on tracks, lots and lots of tracks. Um, I've got one here just almost finished. They go together really well. They're really flexible and everything. Really tiny parts. I don't think I'm going to actually be able to build them on camera, but I took lots of pictures and I'll show you the process and kind of give you a few tips on how I did it anyway. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but anyway, let's go down to the bench, okay? Thanks, guys. Okay, I got a good start on these tracks. They go together real well and they're very, very flexible. No problems really, just fiddly. Just takes a little bit of time to put them together. They consist of 4 parts, and they're DC 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've divided up the tracks for each side in their own container. So uh, each side is the same, but you got to make sure that you've got them rotating in the right direction. It's really easy to put them on backwards. Okay. Um, these I haven't worked on yet. They're all cleaned up and they're ready to go. But we can leave those aside for right now. These are the tracks for this one here. I've already used all of part 2 and part 3, which are the sides. Part 4 is the treads, and I'm working on that right now. Okay. These joints are slightly loose, so you can the tracks, once you put them on, they stay pretty straight, but when they're off, they kind of do a little curve. They gave me double the number of pins I needed. This is just for one side. I'm not really sure just why they did that. I didn't have any issues with any of the pins. It's not like some of them were no good. But the first thing I thought about was a jig. Do I need to have a jig to put this together? And I decided that this was the best jig you could use to get everything lined up straight. I'll put some pictures up. What I did is I would do 5 or 6 links, and then I would put them around the sprocket and make sure the spacing was right and that they were straight. Then I would give them a few seconds to kind of firm up, and then I would take them off and I would manipulate the tracks a little bit to make sure the joints were nice and smooth. And then I would do 5 or 6 more, and then I would put it on and continue in that way till I got all the way around. This is 36 links, and they fit the sprocket really well. They go all the way around. Now the instructions, I've run into this on other on tanks and things too, where when you get to the end, what do you do? It's kind of hard to put them together. Well, what I do is I make up another pin. This is just a piece of stretched sprue that I can put through here, and it's a temporary way of holding everything together. But when I get done and I have everything painted, it's easy enough to slip that little pin back in there and trim it to length. Let's see if I can get this to go together. There we go. So there's 36 links, and they give you just a slight little bit of slack, not much. Works real well. But I did all the track, or all the the chain part of it, and then I went back and I started adding these with it on the part here. That way I could get my spacing just about right for all of these. So I've got lots of pictures I'll put up, but it's almost impossible to do this, on camera. The parts are so tiny, and working with them, you're not going to see anything but the back of my hands. But that's what I've been up to this morning. I've probably put in about 3 hours getting this one to this point. And I've got maybe another 30-40 minutes to get all of these on. The treads, they have locating marks on the back side, but they are extremely tiny. I'm sure you can't even see them. Extremely tiny. And the pins on the chain here are very, very tiny. So you got to really take your time and get everything lined up. And then it's very simple, or very easy when you're gluing these on, to accidentally glue the chain together. So what I would do there again is I would glue 5 or 6 on, take the chain off, and then move it and make sure all the joints are loose, and then put it back and do 5 or 6 more and continue until you get all the way around. But that's basically how I did it. I think they'll look just fine when they're all done up. But I just wanted to show you what I'm up to here. These are all the parts for one side, and then these are all the parts for the other side. The way these tracks are set up, I can put a picture up here. The links, or the side plates, overlap. So you've got a wide part and a narrow part, and they fit into each other, and that's how you get your movement. I want to make sure that stays with that set. But you got to glue the outside of the pins, but not the inside, because if you glue the inside, then the tracks won't flex. So it's kind of tricky. You got to watch your instructions. Let me show you what the instructions show you. There's not a whole lot there. Okay. So there's a lot of warnings here. Don't glue this, don't glue this, don't glue this. So if you'll see, there's kind of a raised spot here. That's the spot where you glue. That's the outside, and then the other end is the inside, and that part you don't want any glue on. So as you put them together, they interlock, and you get your chain. And then I went back later and started adding the plates. I think that's the easiest way to do it. But if you get any glue on the joints, the best thing to do is to do a few and then come back and just flex the chain and make sure that the joints are okay. I had a few that were kind of tight, but you flex them just a little bit and they loosen right up. But I've got to get the rest of this done, and then I've got the other side to do. But I'll put more pictures up at the end. The biggest thing is, I don't know if you can see that, how they interlock. And I've got pictures that I'll put up that show you up closer how they interlock. So it's not hard, it's just time consuming, and you got to make sure that you put everything in the correct direction. Look at your instructions and figure out, what I like to work off the top of the track, figure out which way is forward from the top of the track, and just make sure you put all your pieces on the right order. So I'll continue working on this today for a while. I've got some other stuff I want to do, but that gives you an idea of what's involved. If you got any questions, just let me know in the comments. But that's going to do it for today. I just wanted to kind of give you an update on what I'm doing, but This is just too fiddly to actually do on camera. Alright, well you guys have a great day, and there will be quite a bunch of pictures at the end, okay? We'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.